Now available in paperback and Kindle, All About Marilyn. Learn all about the struggles of a faded former teen sitcom star in this absolutely fabulous 5-star screenplay. Get All About Marilyn in paperback and Kindle on Amazon.com today. Actress and producer Issa Rae is feeling extremely insecure about her career in Hollywood. Now, in a pair of articles, Issa Rae called out Hollywood as related to her concerns about the future for black representation in Hollywood projects of film and television. Now, Issa Rae is making the claim that there aren't a lot of smart executives anymore now that we've gotten through the SAG-AFTRA and WGA strikes, and now that we've gotten through the SAG-AFTRA and WGA strikes, Issa Rae isn't feeling secure about her future because she says a lot of these executives are looking to go back on their promises as related to diversity and inclusion. Now, when I listen to Issa Rae, I'm seeing that she really doesn't understand the business of Hollywood, and she doesn't really understand when it comes to these executives. These executives are looking to outsmart people that they make promises to. And in the business of Hollywood, the promises of an executive are worth as much as a $5 food stamp without the book. And anyone who knows and studies the entertainment industry like myself always knows that when it comes to Hollywood executives, you always get everything in writing. And you get everything in writing because that's how you cement any sort of contract. And usually when you go out here and get things in writing, you make sure it's in a contract that's signed by that executive so that you can get paid at the end of the day. But Issa Rae, because she was caught up in her feelings about being up in the upper echelons of Hollywood as the gatekeeper for black representation, she took the word of these executives as related to things and showed how she wasn't very smart as related to the business. And this is why she's gotten all nervous as related to things and is looking to call out these executives, saying that they're not smart as related to diversity and inclusion of black people. But many of these executives know exactly what they're doing because most of those executives aren't really interested in representing positive images of black people or including black people in their media, because Hollywood is the media arm of white supremacy, and their goal is to elevate white men and white women as the ideal image of America and the ideal image to the world. So when it comes to so-called black representation, that's not their priority. But what they will do is go out here and string along a bootlick like Issa Rae, tell them what they want them to hear, and possibly give them a project or two for token representation to make it look like they're about diversity and inclusion passively, but aggressively what they're looking to do is just meet the affirmative action quotas as related to representation and toss off a few pennies on the dollar to that individual who is producing content. And Issa Rae made the mistake of believing that her job was one that she was going to be able to have for an extended period of time. But like Professor Black Truth has always stated, bootlick is a job without a retirement plan. And it's looking to me like Issa Rae is extremely nervous about her not being able to have a retirement plan, because it's looking to me like Hollywood looks like they're getting ready to get rid of Issa Rae, and they're getting ready to put a new Negro in that position to be their token, and that's what's got Issa Rae all scared, and now looking to say, oh, there aren't any smart executives anymore, because she got outsmarted by those executives who knew the game was chess, and while she was playing Candyland, holding up the blue card, they were going out and seeing her as pawn on the board and getting ready to take her right off the board and replace her with yet another bootlick. So she's sitting there thinking, oh, these conglomerate readers are making all the decisions in Hollywood. They're not creative people and stick to the money. The people are taking chances on platforms like TikTok, but she didn't understand. They weren't concerned with her at all. No, they basically saw her as a patsy when she was out here producing content on social media to get her name out there. And they basically saw through her when they first saw her. So they already saw who they could get over on, because when it comes to those who run the media arm of white supremacy, they always find people they always can get in front of. And what they did was go out here and gas up Issa Rae, tell her what she wanted to hear, give her all sorts of jobs, and allow her to greenlight her projects like Insecure, knowing they could secure her to push their anti-black narratives in their media and get her to sign on to their covert contract. And as she signed on to their covert contract, believing that she would be able to rise in Hollywood if she made bootlicking anti-black content like Insecure and her show Rap Shit, she thought she was going to rise in Hollywood the same way that Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, and Oprah Winfrey did. And what's happening now to Issa Rae is finding out that even though she was working behind the camera, they are getting ready to turn her out the same way they turn out all of the black actresses after they get them to go out here and participate in those graphic sex scenes with those white boys. After they have them participate in the sex scenes with the white boys, or possibly get it in with the white boys in the trailer, they wind up turning those black actresses out. And they're doing the same thing to Issa Rae, who thought that, oh, now that she's starring in movies like the upcoming American Fiction, was in the billion-dollar box office hit Barbie, that she was on her way to being a star. But no, what's happening here to Issa Rae is Hollywood is basically treating her like every other black performer. And now that she's getting her ninja wake-up call, she really is seeing how she's being dishonored, and she ain't liking it. What's happening here with her is she's finding out that these executives basically outsmarted her, and they never really had a future for her in their business. No, this is what I wrote about in my screenplay, All About Marilyn. I wrote about how they go out here, they'll pick a black actress, put them and give them a deal, and then after they give them the deal, when they know that the script they gave you is garbage, what they will do is say that this film underperformed as related to their accounting, and then use their accounting to say, oh, this person isn't bankable, this person cannot make money. And then what they do is they wind up releasing that individual. And that's what has Issa Rae really concerned, not for the future of black people in entertainment, because she already made her compromise with white supremacy. No, Issa Rae is concerned with her future, because she knows at 39 years old, she is basically getting ready to age out of Hollywood. And as she ages out of Hollywood, she's knowing that a lot of doors are about to close with those executives, because what those executives are going to now start saying is that she's not bankable, she's not able to sell, and with her latest project, Rap Shit, basically having low ratings, what they're going to do is to Issa Rae is stop answering her calls, and her agent is going to start distancing themselves from Issa Rae. So, because that's what happens in the business of Hollywood all the time, when they find out they can't make money off you, what they do is look to start putting distance between you and them. And that's what's happening to Issa Rae right now. And what she wants to do is try to play a race card saying that she's concerned for Hollywood's future regarding the black image. But was she so concerned about the black image when she was going out here disrespecting black men on her show Insecure? I mean, was she concerned about the black image? Then no, she was never really concerned about the image of black people. No, Issa Rae could care less about it because she was a rising star. But now that her star has basically peaked with Hollywood and they're looking to find new, younger faces and find a new bootlick to go out here and sell the soap for them, now Issa Rae wants to try to make it about race and diversity and inclusion, when in actuality it was never really about that for her. She wants to talk about, oh, how many black shows are getting canceled. And yeah, I was really sad when I heard about Sally Richardson's show getting canceled, but the whole thing is Hollywood is foul like that, and that's why many people who came in the entertainment industry originally, like Bill Cosby, Robert Townsend, and the Hudlin brothers originally went out here and made their own media because they understood when it comes to Hollywood, it's the media arm of white supremacy, and they're not interested in elevating black people in any way, shape, or form. They are not about actual diversity and inclusion. No, they are all about putting up a smokescreen to make it look like they're about diversity and inclusion. And many of these executives will talk in a way where they will give you all of this jargon, and because lying in Hollywood is like a language, and they're not interested in putting our stories out there. I mean, Issa Rae should have seen that based on the movies that are currently out here, and shows like Bass Reeves and many of these slave movies. I mean, when it comes to the institution of Hollywood, again, I will repeat it for everyone, they're not interested in looking to elevate the black image. No, they're looking to create content that creates anti-black narratives and use that as mind control, as Professor Black Truth has said, to program the idea that black people are bad in their media. And what they will do is find somebody like Issa Rae and have them under a deal. And that's the other thing that's got Issa Rae scared about this situation. She's currently under a 5-year deal, which was an extension of a 2016 contract. And as her latest show has gotten canceled, she's starting to get scared because one of these executives could use the failure of this rap shit show basically to go out and use that as a clause to get out of that contract. Because when you have a series of failures, what many of these executives will do is start looking for clauses in that contract to get out of that contract. I talk about that in All About Marilyn, where Marilyn had one movie and the movie flopped, and because the movie flopped, they used the clause to get out of it to release her before the other 2 films were made. And again, with Issa Rae having one failure and also being 39 years old, she's scared that her time in Hollywood is about to be up and her entire career can basically end on an executive's whim. So what she wants to do is get in front of it by saying, oh, there aren't a lot of smart executives anymore. They are not concerned about the image of black people in Hollywood. No, they were never concerned about the image of black people in Hollywood because, again, why would the media arm of white supremacy be concerned about elevating the image of black people when its whole goal and its place there is to make sure that the image of black people is degraded? And that's the thing that flies over Issa Rae's head regarding her situation. She's still thinking that she can kind of shame these executives into letting her stay in this business. No, they are not going to let her stay in this business much longer. Moreover, they're not going to allow her to have that creative control because, again, when it comes to these executives, they always find individuals they can get in front of and make sure that they have all of the control, because basically what they want are black mouthpieces to be able to present anti-black images in their media, and that's what they selected Issa Rae for. But Issa Rae basically is scared because she knows that her time is about to be up. They're looking for a new dude to replace her, and that's what's got her terrified. She's insecure because she knows that her place in Hollywood isn't secure, and she knows that she's basically on her way out as related to having one of these big contracts with Hollywood. But that's the business. And again, it's always been the business, because when it comes to the entertainment industry, you're only as good as your last project. And with her last project being canceled, Issa Rae is scared that Hollywood is about to cancel her contract and send her back into obscurity. Now, if you want to learn all about Hollywood and how it does black actresses dirty, and how Hollywood goes out here and messes with the black image, you can pick up my screenplay All About Marilyn on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. And if you want to check out my television show that I wrote 13 episodes for, All About Nikki the Fabulous first season, you can find that screenplay book on Amazon.com as well as other online booksellers like Smashware's The iBookstore, Google Play, and Barnes & Noble. And if you want to check out some of my positive black fiction on the SJS Direct imprint, you can find the books of the Issa series, the Esteem series, the John Haynes series, and the books of the Spinsterella trilogy, and my black sorority novel, The Thetas, my black vampire novel, Eternal Night. You can find all of those books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find them at other online booksellers like Smashware's The iBookstore, Google Play, and Barnes & Noble. And if you want to check out my first full comic, John Haynes at Death's Door, it's available on Lulu.com in paperback for the same price as the 2022 Kickstarter. And if you want to see me make more videos about the entertainment industry, you can send a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and e-readers, All About Nikki, a fabulous first season. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air meets Clueless in this absolutely fabulous African-American 1990s teen sitcom. Get all 13 episodes of All About Nikki, the fabulous first season, in paperback and e-readers today. Now available in paperback and e-readers, John Haynes, 1987. Learn lessons about life and teenage love in the 1980s in this coming-of-age John Haynes story. Get your copy of John Haynes 1987 in paperback and e-readers at Amazon.com and online booksellers everywhere. Support black-owned and black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.